Okay, so yeah, today we are at Epcot. So today we're going to be hitting the rides. We're also going to be staying around. If weather permits, we're going to stick around for illuminations, reflections of Earth. Assuming, of course, we don't get rained out. So we'll be making that determination later. It is supposed to rain today. We have our ponchos with us, so hopefully it won't be too bad, and we'll be able to stick around for illuminations tonight. But first, let's head over to Test Track. We got fast passes, and we're going to use them. Let's go. So we're heading to Test Track.
Oh my goodness, such a big sweat bar. That was like going over that bump, wasn't it? You know, near the church. The hill.
Displaying power test results.
Oh no!
Track performance testing complete.
Okay, well that was fun, and my design finished second, so not bad. Okay, back there is the Space Restaurant. Coming right along. Okay. Checking out the waits for Mission Space. Looks like it's a 25-minute wait for the green side and a 30-minute wait for the orange. Don't have a fast pass for this one, so we will come back to Mission Space at another time. Oh yes, when I was here for the Flower and Garden Festival, I missed a topiary or two. Right over here is Stitch. Okay, moving on. Something else I missed, maybe it's recycled material. So that's all made out of stuff that washed ashore. Yeah, penguins be the next Disney nature movie. Okay, it's a 20-minute wait for the ride, but I think we're going to bypass the ride and go in this way.
Welcome to our living laboratories, where scientists from Epcot and the U.S. Department of Agriculture are exploring innovative ways to produce bountiful harvests now and into the future.
We have pineapple.
The tropics are home to the greatest diversity of plants on the planet. Many of these, like papaya, bananas, cacao, coffee, and rice, are well known around the world. These are just a few of the edible plants that have been an important source of nutrition for people living in the tropics. Many are rich in vitamins and minerals, while others are well adapted to growing in less than ideal conditions. Some, like the water lily, thrive in wet, swampy areas and waterways. All parts of this plant, even the flower petals, are edible. The starchy root of the plant has long been used to make flour for baking. One day, many of these lesser-known tropical plants may be as important as the bananas growing on both sides of the boat. More than 28 million tons of bananas are eaten annually, making it the most popular fruit in the world.
Bananas.
When we mention farming, you probably don't think of fish. But fish farming, or aquaculture, accounts for nearly half of all the seafood consumed globally. Tilapia, bass, and catfish, like the ones you see here, are three of the more popular crops raised by fish farmers. The sustainable system we're using here recycles the water in the tanks. As a result, we're able to save millions of gallons each year. Our small fish farm produces nearly 5,000 pounds of fish each year to serve in restaurants around Walt Disney.
Catfish.
Innovations like this one can play an important role in our efforts to produce bountiful harvests and still protect natural resources. Maize, sorghum, and millet, plus rice, account for nearly 2/3 of our global food consumption. Learning how to increase yields of these staples is an important goal of research around the world.
We had all of these.
These plants are definitely on their way up. Innovative growing techniques like these increase yields while more efficiently using resources like water, fertilizer, and pesticides. Another innovation at work here is our integrated pest management program. By populating our greenhouses with beneficial insects that prey on harmful pests, like aphids and flies, we are significantly reducing our reliance on conventional pesticides. We're growing these crops using our nutrient film system. This technique precisely controls and recycles water and nutrients. With it, we can produce over 27,000 heads of lettuce a year in this one small area.
Eggplant.
Some of our best ideas have been inspired by nature, like these fruit and vegetable trees. By growing these ground plants vertically, we can increase yields and better control diseases. These crops taste as good as they look. In fact, we serve more than 15 tons of produce from our greenhouses in restaurants here at the land every year.
Cucumber.
future of agriculture may include innovative ideas like this vertical growing system. Plants grown in this way use a fraction of the space required by traditional growing methods. That saves water and increases production. The aquaponics system on your left combines hydroponics with aquaculture. The fish provide a natural source of fertilizer for the plants, and the plants help keep the water clean for the fish. It's another great way to produce more while using less. In our lab, Epcot scientists are working with the U.S. Department of Agriculture on a number of innovative projects. The goal of these efforts is to produce higher yielding and better quality plants.
Okay, we are now in World Showcase at the China Pavilion, waiting for Reflections of China. In about 4 minutes, we'll be heading in.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was good. So we're going to move on. They won't allow me any videotaping in there, but that's okay. We'll move on.
Canada, big, wide, and very, very cold.
What?
Here in the Great White North, it snows 24 hours a day.
No.
Every day of the year.
Excuse me?
Its frozen landscape is dotted with igloos.
Hello?
Homes for the vast majority of Canadians.
Would someone please just
Penguins
stop
and
the...
polar bears prowl the permafrost, poaching and plunder.
Thank you.
Of all the nerve.
Sorry to interrupt, but everything he said is wrong. You're completely wrong.
I am?
I mean, have you ever been to Canada?
Technically, no.
You know, I think that these good people deserve to hear from someone who knows the true Canada. Someone who loves Canada, who grew up there.
Is Celine Dion here?
No, Celine Dion is not here. I'm referring to myself, Martin Short. Hello. Raised in Hamilton, Ontario.
Fine. I'll just go to the France Pavilion film, where they appreciate an invisible narrator.
Adieu. Now, I can show you the real Canada. My Canada. And there's lots to see. So let's go, shall we? First stop, Niagara Falls. Oh, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, but Marty, those are American. And you'd be half right. This half, however, is in Canada. The spectacular Horseshoe Falls. Now, from one natural wonder to another. Check out the Bay of Fundy in New Brunswick, the largest tide in the world. Now, this is low tide, obviously, when you can actually walk on the seafloor. But at high tide, you'd be 50 feet underwater. So time your walks very carefully, okay? From the East Coast, we zoom across 6 time zones to the West Coast. So keep your hands and feet inside the country at all times. Vancouver Island's spectacular Butchart Gardens, inspiring visitors from around the world for over 100 years. But if you like your plants a little bigger, take a stroll through nearby Cathedral Grove. Some of the trees here are more than 800 years old. With sights like these, I'm sure it comes as no surprise that Canadians love the great outdoors. Especially these Canadians. I suppose the polar bears are a bit of a giveaway that we do get a little snow in Canada. But you know what? It doesn't slow us down. Not one bit. okay, sometimes I do get a little excited about curling. But who doesn't? Sweet, 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 sweet! In winter, skating is our favorite form of transportation. Like here in the Rideau Canal in Ottawa. I was practically born on skates. In fact, I just happen to have some footage from my glory days in Pee Wee hockey. Isn't it great that my parents owned a Circle Vision camera? What are the odds?
Don't pass it to Marty.
Hey, that's me!
Oh, he never scores.
Well, I think you can clearly see my early potential. Sure, I could have gone pro, the dream of every young Canadian. But I decided to go into comedy instead. Looks like things are warming up. But that's okay, because when the snow melts, Canadians are just as passionate about warm weather sports. Here in Nova Scotia, our passion is sailing. This is the home of the legendary Blue Nose, winner of 4 international races in her day. We're so proud of her, we put her image on a coin. Check it out the next time you accidentally get a Canadian dime in your change. Yes, Canadians do treasure nature and the great outdoors. And with such colorful small towns as Moose Jaw and Medicine Hat, some people might think we're rustic backwoods folks. But in fact, most Canadians live in cities. Come on, I'll show you. Here's beautiful Victoria, British Columbia. The architecture of this charming city is so inspired by its British heritage that you would swear you were in England. Victoria's nearest neighbor is Vancouver. This diverse cosmopolitan city is nestled between a rainforest, coastal mountains, and the Pacific Ocean. It's also home to Canada's exciting film industry. Now that's talent. Next stop is Calgary, gateway to the Rocky Mountains, where sophisticated city living is right around the corner from outdoor adventure. And if you visit in July, don't forget to pack your chaps and spurs. Yee-haw! Ha-ha! The Calgary Stampede, in the saddle since 1912, with bucking broncos, wagon races, and bull riding. Let me show you how it's done. Get along, little doggy! From the height of the Rockies to the height of sophistication, Toronto. This is a truly creative city, filled with theaters, museums, and nightlife. The highlight of the year is the Toronto International Film Festival, where stars and fans from all over the world arrive for premieres and parties. C'est magnifique. Oh, I know, you're probably thinking, hey Marty, what's with the French? Well, it's because now we are in Quebec, the cradle of French civilization in North America. Quebec City is the only walled city in Canada. But the largest city in the Province de Quebec is Montreal. In fact, it's the largest French-speaking city outside of France. Elle est très belle, non? A little help for the monolinguals in the audience. Merci. Montreal is the home of the little theater group you just might be familiar with. Cirque du Soleil was created on the sidewalks of Quebec by street performers in 1984. Today it has shows all over the world. talented performers, here are a few other Canadians you might recognize. Wait, aren't we missing the most glamorous one of all? Ah, that's better. Well, I guess you could say entertainers are Canada's most important export. But let me introduce you to the real stars of Canada. The people who make up one of the most diverse countries in the world. From our native people to our newest immigrants, we treasure that diversity. But no matter who we are, we're all proud to be Canadian. This would be a perfect place for a song. I think so, don't you? Here we are at Niagara Falls again. We've come full circle, and sadly, our journey has come to an end. Well, I just hope you enjoyed your tour of my Canada. But there's nothing like the real thing. So just walk outside the theater, hook a left toward that big silver ball, and keep walking due north. You can't miss it. Just tell them Marty sent you. Now, how do I get out of here? Because I have a fast pass for Soarin'. Hate to miss it. I need help.
Okay, so weather coming in, so we're not going to stay for Illuminations this time, but we'll get it some other time. So we'll be back.